ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
But don't make a profit. So I'm up to ladies and homies. Make money, money.
All out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? What up? I would just be careful. I would be careful with the bragging right now, Derek. You don't want to jinx your boy. What up, stranger? Shout out to the Houday Nation. Triple X Lex, what up, homie? And man, Derek, I hope you don't have COVID too, bro. Like, legit, do you think you got sick from like working in the office? I know you said you just started working there. Like, man, that would fucking suck, bro. JPZ, what up, bro? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's smoke it up with the crew.
Smoking, choking, rolling bloods.
All right. Fire 'em up.
You got perfect time. About to start a little puff give in this motherfucker.
Let's get it. And Triple X Lex, pick up Strange, Parkinson, Ertz, Conklin, Gesicki play over Mark Andrews this week. Man, you got to be watching my start and sit videos and my waiver wire videos because Conklin, I said to pick him up days ago. Lucky he's still there right now. You're lucky he's still there right now. And Will said 10 days to recover from concussion. Didn't even look that bad. Bro, what are you talking about? It didn't look bad. He fell all the way down on his face and got cross-eyed. Like, that's as bad of a concussion as it could fucking be. Literally fall, like he's trying to hold the ball, okay? Like, he's trying to hold the ball down here. Fully comes down on the side of his fucking face, full force, with Trey Diggs coming down on him as well. When they zoomed in on his face, you could see he's all cross-eyed and shit. Like, dude, he got fucked up, man. Like, let's not take this fucking lightly, bro. Like, he got fucked up. And, I mean, had he not tried to catch the ball, had he not tried to maintain possession all the way through when he fell to the ground and he would have braced himself with his arms, it wouldn't have been that bad. He said, nah, he'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, we could say that about anybody, about any concussion, you know, but like we're literally a day removed from him smacking his fucking face on the ground, getting his brain fucking bruised and his eyes being all cross-eyed and shit. And did he get right up? Fuck no, he didn't. He was on the ground for a long time. So I'm just saying, we need to stop taking these concussions like so lightly because he'll be fine. Yeah. Do you think he's going to play next week? Nope. Did Devonta Smith? Nope. Probably not. Is McBride? Nope. Ever since they started the new concussion rules, how many players have played less than 1 week after a concussion? 1 or 2, and they were both quarterbacks. That's it. Like, we need to stop taking these concussions lightly, bro. People are getting fucked up for their whole entire lives from concussions and CTE. Ask Antonio Brown. Ask Antonio Brown. Come on. Will said 10 days to recover, though. Okay. How many times have we seen a player need more than 10 days to recover? I'm just saying, you're just blindly saying he's fine when we've heard nothing. That's the wrong approach. It's the wrong approach. They take concussions way more seriously now. So not just getting your bell rung, not getting your bell rung. And when you're on the ground looking cross-eyed because your brain is fucked, come on, man. I've had 5 concussions. You ain't in the NFL, bro. I don't give a fuck if you've had concussions. You ain't in the NFL. You don't have someone monitoring you saying, hey, you can't go do your job because of this, and you're not a football player. So like, if you're just talking about regular, sports and stuff, like regular just activities of you getting El Concusto, like, I mean, come on. And let's be real. Nobody gives a fuck about your well-being, just like most people don't give a fuck about the NFL players' well-being. But guess who does? The NFLPA. The NFLPA. And how long ago was that? How long ago was that, Will? Because literally just said, since all the rules have changed, I doubt any rules have changed in hockey. And Stranger said, say, ask Chris Benoit about concussions. But I mean, that's why, yeah, go back 20 years. You get a concussion, you go in the next play. Doesn't mean it's right. And guess what? These guys got money. That's the difference. These guys got money. They don't need to play to hurt themselves and hurt themselves in 1 week. Like, they really don't. These guys got hella dough. What's more important, getting out there next week or him getting back to 100%? Let's just say that. Anybody who says him getting out there next week is a pretty selfish person. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. And he said, yeah, that's because we live in Big Brother world, bunch of fucking pussies nowadays. Yeah, because concussions aren't bad for you, right, Will? Like, let's be honest. Are you saying right now that concussions aren't bad for a person? That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying right now, because that's what that statement means. Anybody who gets a concussion is a big pussy. That might be your concussions talking right now, bro. And Isaac said, should I play Evans or Stephon Diggs? Man, I'm probably going to go Stephon Diggs. That's ugly with him having, he's more than likely going to go up against Mike Evans, and that ain't good. That ain't good. Sebastian said, in a 10-man league, double flex, would you trade Bijan, Dell, and Javonte for? No, man. I hate trades like this. Like this trade is pointless, man. This trade is pointless because you're winning on players, you're losing on players, and you got to make a more calculated trade, bro. I'm just saying he'll probably miss maximum of 1 week. Okay, but see how you just said he's going to be fine, and now you're saying maximum of 1 week. We'll see. We'll see. Everybody's brain is different. So I don't think that now we can just blindly say without any kind of anything from their medical staff or the tests that he's going to get done that he's just going to be okay and he's coming back right away. Because we've already seen it happen the other way before. We've seen players last year miss multiple weeks from one concussion. And guys like you might have said, oh, he'll be fine. He'll be back in a week. But then he wasn't. So, like, that's what I'm saying. It's different times that we are in. We're setting ourselves up for failure if we just think that Neighbors is going to blindly come back next week. We're setting ourselves up for failure. Because guess what? If you're not thinking like that, you could make moves this week to prepare for next week. But if you already think he's going to be fine and there's no big deal, that means you're not going to make moves. And then if he does miss next week, that means you're screwed because you waited a week to listen to me. I'm not talking about you, Will. I'm talking about anybody who's paying attention right now. Not all concussions are created equal. You can be fucked on the 1st or the 10th. Yeah. How many players have we seen retire because of concussions and not even getting a lot? I mean, I'm just saying, man, these guys got hella money. Like, you're acting like this is the NFL of like the 70s when motherfuckers aren't getting paid nothing. They actually get to choose what they do now. And Malik Neighbors' status is safe no matter what with the Giants. He could miss half the season. He's still going to be Neighbors. Said not really. He said questions are bad, but people take them overblow based on a couple of guys who had CTE. I mean, you say a couple of guys have committed suicide because of CTE. So no, there's not a couple of guys who have CTE. Let's change the tune, bro. Like, there's a couple of guys who have actually offed themselves because CTE was so bad. Okay. So the amount of players that have CTE, probably every single player in the NFL has some form of CTE in their brain. You probably do too. You got that many concussions, you for sure have some kind of CTE. You for sure have some levels of CTE in your brain. For sure. For sure. 1 second, guys. All right. Nelly Nell, what up? Jordan Mason for Mike Evans or keep Mason? I mean, Mason's probably going to be nothing, but Mike Evans is kind of whack like right now. So I don't know if I really want to trade for Mike Evans at all. Josh, what up, bro? Lewd Entertainment. Deontay Johnson, Tyreek, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Stevenson. Which three would you play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would play DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, and I guess Tyreek. I'm not super excited about Zay Flowers. I'm not excited about almost anybody on this list right here. Josh said, do I play Freiermuth over Likely or Andrews? Got no clue what to do with the tight end anymore. Yeah, man, tight ends, like, it really sucks. I mean, I'd play Likely, I guess. The Bills, I mean, at least, they've been giving up they've been giving up what's it called? Just a lot of booty to the tight ends, like only. Like, they give up nothing to anywhere else. Sorry, guys, answering the question here. All right. And John is that what up, bro? Pick one. Robinson Jr., Stevenson, Hubbard. I'll go B-Rob. Josh, so you think Andrews is getting traded soon? Fuck no, man. Hell no. Stranger said not all brains are equal either. Some concussions easier than others. Yeah, looking at Tua. Sure. Right? Triple X Lex, drop Komet, stream Conklin. I have Laporta. If Laporta plays, I'm playing him this week. It's like the best matchup that you can have for a tight end. I understand why you're hesitant, and he's hurt. Komet's got a really good matchup as well. I'd probably just play him. What up, Sal? I want to be a cowboy, baby. Yeah, there you go, man. Made your own decision. And Cowboys whooped on your Giants, bro. I mean, they didn't really whoop on them, but King D, what up, bro? He said, just kidding. I hate him. I know. I know. You said you just knew that they were going to lose. You knew that they were going to lose. I get it. All right. I don't know why I am not getting any air in here. So just hang on for 2 seconds, guys. I got to go turn the air down a little bit in this room. I'll be right. You talking about Dynasty? I mean, I'm assuming I'm assuming you're talking about Dynasty. Just let me clarify. Nick Von B, what up? What up? Said morning hustler, puff puff pass. He said puff puff pass him if you got him. Let's go. Said Cowboy game has me concerned about Singletary moving forward. It should. Said Giants as my running back, but I have King Henry Akers. I could switch flex spots. I mean, I'd be looking for another. I would definitely be looking for another, running back to fill that RB2 void, for sure. All right. And Big Fudge. See, he thinks the Texans. 21 CJ, PPR, Scary Terry, or Shakir. I'll go Scary Terry. I'm still a little bit nervous about him, but they talked about one thing that is encourageable about this whole situation is Scary Terry realized that Jaden Daniels doesn't throw the ball a lot to the left side. So he was telling the coach to force him in on the right side, and that's why he started getting those big plays. We're bringing the power. Let's get it. Let's get it. Jay Peasy, what up? Let's go. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. And Josh says, "This dynasty, I could potentially stack a friend of mine to win the season in exchange for people like Coleman, JJ, maybe at first." Well, here's what you want to do, okay? This is for everybody who plays in Dynasty. If you're a contender, you don't trade away your starters, okay? You use picks to make players, to get players on your team. So you just keep increasing, the player values that you have. Now, if you're a rebuild, there might be some certain players that you do not want to touch, maybe. Depends on if it's super flex, depends on what kind of players. Running backs, shit, I'd be willing to move them all. Just get as many picks as you can. Fuck getting players. I mean, you could get JJ, like if you can get JJ, like great. You're talking about Justin Jefferson, JJ? Yeah, that's great. Go get him. Doesn't really help you rebuild though, because then you're going to not be getting a bunch of picks and stuff like that. Your goal, if you are a rebuilding team, your goal is to get as many picks as you can in the first and second round so you can use those picks to trade before the draft next year to get insanely wild veterans when people are trying to change things up. So, yeah, that's just, a little food for thought with the trades. It all depends on what kind of team you are. That's what you got to remember. And Doe said Stroud should go crazy. I hope so. Hey, Rush Lord, let's get it. Rush. Let me get you on the board down here. What a rush. All right. Rush Lord, you the motherfucking man. Thanks for showing love with the super chat, homie. And Dos, I need to get in these dynasty leagues, bro. Get into them, homie. They're starting as early as February. I mean, shit, people might be so addicted. Maybe we might start one earlier than February. Who knows? And Josh said, rebuild with JJ in the sense of making my team young so it lasts. Okay. There's also a fine line between, because this league that you're in, I'm sure you think it's going to last forever. Most dynasty leagues just last a couple years, okay? If this is one with friends and family where it's probably going to last longer, like, yeah, for sure. But, like, An old running back, that's one thing. A 28-year-old wide receiver, that's not old. 30-year-old wide receiver, I mean, that's not old. You know, like, so that's what you got to remember. Like, if you're going to get multiple years out of one of these players, they're not really that old. You don't need to trade off all your players that are approaching 30 because you're like, man, I just got to get younger. I see people do that all the time. And guess what? Those people never win. They never win. Never. So it's not just about getting youth so you can keep competing years and years later and never win. No. Like, you got to make the calculated moves. Got to make the calculated moves. And Nick Von B looking to swap Singletary as soon as I have an X and Henry. I have Akers. Do I go on waivers? I mean, yeah. I mean, of course you go on waivers. You're not going to pick up a replacement for him on waivers. I mean, you can get Braylon Allen. Who knows if that's going to, you know, what that's going to do for you. But if he's better than your bench, one of your players on your bench, do it. Sal said feelings on Wandale. I mean, he's good. I already said last night, like, he is a lot better than a lot of shitty random flexes. And it's because they're losing a lot and he gets a lot of targets. You know, like, is he going to be super, super, super high upside? Like, fuck no. Even if he's getting double-digit targets a game, he's not super high upside. Like, they were losing the entire game yesterday. So they just kept throwing the ball. Worked out great for him. Worked out great. I mean, what did his line, what did he end up finishing off with? I mean, because I checked it at one point. He was like 9 for like 70 or some shit like that. Yeah, 11 for 71. Like, see, is his yardage going to set the world on fire? Like, probably not. He might go every single game this year and never crack 100 yards like per game. But if he's getting 5 to 10 receptions per game, I mean, that at least keeps it to where he should be in the 10-point range. And that's a solid flex for like a lot of teams out there. Officer Ron, what up? Said after last night I got offered Bijan and McLaurin for Neighbors. Said I have Marvin Harrison Jr., Rice, Higgins, RBs, Mixon, ETN, Pollard, Braylon. So you really need the you really need the running back here. I think this is, you know, McLaurin. I mean, he's not making this like be a super, super high, like, you know, sell high on Neighbors, but Bijan is. And I feel like I would do it. And it has nothing to do with his concussion, like, either. I'm just looking at your team makeup specifically. And it's like with no Mixon, you're rocking ETN and Pollard. And if you had another injury, like, you'd be fucked, like, at running backs. And you're able to turn Neighbors into Bijan. I feel like I would do that. And you get Scary Terry back as well. Like, I mean, he's no Beach, but I mean, he's a good flex. And yeah, I feel like if you're going to sell on a guy like Neighbors, this is kind of the way you do it. Top tier running back, even though he's been underperforming a little bit, and then a nice flex option. So I would do something like that. And Neighbors might miss next week. So I would say maybe do it now. And then you get Bijan and McLaurin, at least, you know, for the next week or whatever. I know you probably won't be able to get him this week because the trade just won't happen because Neighbors already played, unless you didn't start Neighbors. If you didn't start Neighbors, you could do the trade right now. Big Fudge said Jaden or Christian Kirk. In the Superflex? What are we talking about? Jaden Daniels? And he said, I accepted. Hell yeah, man. Get Bijan, bro. Like, he's going to help your team out a lot. Not saying that Neighbors isn't, because Neighbors for sure is, but yeah, you definitely need running back help right now. And yeah, Big Fudge, is that Jaden Daniels? I heard you talking about. Yeah, I'm playing Jaden Daniels over Christian Kirk. Like, Christian Kirk has a horrible matchup, you know, for one, but or are you talking Jaden Reed? See, like, there's another one. There's multiple Jadens here. I smoke a lot of weed, bro, so I could guess on which Jaden, but just let me know. Let me know. I really don't want to start Christian Kirk this week, though. Kind of don't want to start Jaden Reed unless it's Jordan Love as well. Crispy in the house. What up? What up? All right. And Rush Lord, appreciate the super chat, my brother. Getting this new footer loaded up here. There we go. One more for the road for Rush. Rush. All right. And what Big Fudge say? He said, Fantasy Football Hustler said, Rush, put me on. Hey, Big Fudge, man, you want to get in the 420 crew? There's a couple different ways. You go to 420crew.com or you hit the join button that is somewhere on your screen right now. Or I'll put this link in the chat so you guys can join. Don't just join as a default member. Look at all the different levels because we're looking for an executive producer right now. We need someone to fill in the executive producer role, get shouted out every single show, and actually have a little bit of input on what will happen on the show. All right. Let's get it. Let's keep it smoking. Stay smoking, choking, rolling blunts. Let's get it.
Smoking, choking, rolling blunts.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Roll a fatty for this pimp daddy.
Let me hit that bong.
Baby.
That bong, 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 bong.
Let's go. Whew. All right. We've been rocking for about 30 minutes so far. Just killing the game. You know how we do. Don't fall for the fakes out there. And man, it was so funny. Someone in the Facebook group, they were like talking about the fantasy flock. I know you guys know him. And I was like, man, bro, I was like, you need to come over to my live streams. I was like, you want to pay just to get a question answered from the flock? I was like, you can come get your questions answered over at mine for free. And I was like, and I created this group that you're in right now that you use for advice. And he was like, well, Flock did win $150,000 like with Underdog, and now he has Underdog as a sponsor. It's like, bro, every fantasy football creator has Underdog as a sponsor. Like, all you have to do is sign. That's why they say sign up with my promo code, like, because they're not a sponsor. It's called an affiliate. And I said, everybody is an affiliate. And I said, you really think he won $150,000? I was like, that motherfucker's lying. If he won $150,000, trust me, he wouldn't care about giving you advice. He would be doing the same thing over and over. And he would definitely have more than one suit if he won $150,000. That's how you know a motherfucker's lying. Like, you got to wear the same suit every single fucking day. Oh, man. So, yeah, screw the fakes, guys. Glad you guys are here. All right. Let's some news. Okay. So you guys want the bad news first or the worst news first? Throw it in. Bad news or worst news first? Throw it in. Because there's two players. There's two players who were on the what's it called? On the thumbnail today, and they both got issues. Mikel, Ayuk, Jennings, McLaurin for the flex. I'm going to say Jennings because I think the Patriots defense is going to be all over Ayuk like a cheap suit, and that Jennings will get a little bit of openings. And I really like McLaurin now that I think they might have figured it out that he just needs to be lining up on the right side a lot more often. But I'm still nervous about him. I'm still nervous about the overall upside about Jaden Daniels. So because of last week and the way that they were like targeting Jennings like crazy. Now, this is assuming Kittle doesn't play, which we don't know about yet. But so make sure you come back, Michael. Make sure you come back. And Crispy said, motherfucker got one suit. Yeah. But it's because of that guy that Antonio found me originally. Because he's like he'll only answer questions if you pay. He won't answer questions that are not super chats. And like, I know that like if I said to people, like, I'm only answering members' questions, or if you super chat, I'm sure I would get a lot more people joining as members. I'm sure I would get a lot more people like throwing in super chats, but I also feel like I don't want to like be that guy who's just like, you know, a clown amongst a big percentage of people like watching YouTube. And I feel like a lot of these other creators, like most people just think they're fucking clowns, man. Most of these creators I think are clowns, because like most of them, you can tell they don't even play fantasy football like that. Like they're just creating content because they know that like fantasy football content, like it's a niche that like people are so fucking addicted to. So fucking addicted to, man. And like even me, when I had less than 100 subscribers when I first started this in COVID, you know, granted it's COVID and people like have a lot more time, but yeah, like I mean there was still people coming to my show, like even though like I had no followers like at the time, because that's how much people love fucking fantasy football, man. They want to talk to people, they want to get opinions, and like I'm here to give those opinions and rock with you. Hey, Alex Sizzle, what up, brother? Long time no see. How you doing? I'm doing real good. We're killing it over here right now. The channel is killing it. And Southsiders don't really subscribe to Mason's fantasy philosophy style. Me neither. And his face is super punchable. Hey, you said it, not me. But I'll just say I'm in 100% agreements with everything you said right now. And sometimes I understand that people sometimes have to watch other creators like that to see what not to do. And so I'm totally on board with that, man. Because like fantasy footballers, although, you know, they were one of the first fantasy podcasts I ever listened to. I mean, probably the first fantasy podcast like I listened to them. You outgrow these guys like real quick, you know, really do. Because once you play in leagues that are not the hella basic with like ultra casuals, it's like everything changes. And they are only, you know, most of these guys, they only give you advice for like the ultra fucking casual leagues, you know? That's why I know as time evolves and super flex, you know, becomes the thing. Like I know it's a thing right now, but when it becomes the thing, you know, like all these motherfuckers who are doing single QB and then you pretend like you know about fucking strategies with Superflex. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. And hey, Big Fudge, he ain't messing around. Appreciate you, my brother. I said for some fudge, bro. Let's go. I'm gonna get you. Let me get the what's it called? Let me get the bottom updated here with your name on it, because I always show love to peeps who show love to the show. Like guys like Flock and Schmitty, you know, they're expecting you. Like they won't even converse with you if you fucking, you know, if you don't pay money. I'm the type of person that I want you to want to support. I don't want to force you to have to support. I want you to want to support. And I appreciate that, Big Fudge, because it's your first time here in a $10 super chat. You're fucking awesome, bro. You're fucking awesome. And watch this and see, and this is how much I care about the people who like support the show. Like, look, I'm like literally creating a graphic like right now. Hold on, literally creating a graphic right now with Big Fudge on there. Look at Big Money.
These are the ABCs of me, baby. I do not dance, and I do not start preseason without a contract.
And I do not start preseason without a contract.
Show me the money. Jerry Rice, Andre Reed, Chris Carter. I
Smoke all these fools.
Yet they are making the big sweet dollar.
They're making the Quan. Man, fucking Cuba, bro. He's about to go down with Diddy. He's about to be going down with Diddy, man. You hear about all these motherfuckers fleeing the country and shit? And Cuba, like, apparently he's like, him and Diddy, like, they're very close. They're very close in more ways than one. That's fucking crazy, man. Big Fudge. Glad you found us, bro. And I'm curious, did you search anything fantasy football and like this just happened to come up, or did it pop up on your on your like recommended or the For You page or anything? Super curious, because what I got unmonetized last year. It was a shitty year on YouTube, man. They gave me a big slap on the wrist, and now we got remonetized since the season started, and I feel like they're pushing a lot more. My thumbnail game is on point now, though, and like the titles way more on point now. So I know that could be a reason why they're showing it off more too. But yeah, super curious if people find me by like searching something and then it just pops up. And Sizzle, who do I start in my flex? Having a hard time. Ford, BTJ, Roshan, Irving, Yoshi, Mooney. As of right now, I'm gonna lean on Ford. Don't take it as a final answer because I know we still got to see his Friday work. But if he ends up getting a full go, I feel very confident about him this week. Frizio, what up, homie? And Sal said he popped up on my live stream algorithm about a month ago. Nice. That's what we want. So we've been growing like crazy. It took me like 5 years pretty much to get to like 5,000 followers or subscribers. And then like, shit, I mean, we've almost got 2,500 subscribers just since like July. So maybe like 2 months or so. The channel's getting more catching more steam than ever. It's glad you guys found fantasy football is the first for me. Still like them. They're pretty wholesome, but their advice has gotten worse with time. Yeah, it's because they don't play in leagues. Like that's really what it is. It's like did I cut down on leagues this year? Yeah, but it's because I like last year I was playing in like I upped my dynasty but cut back a little bit on redraft. And like, but I'm still playing in like 40 plus leagues, So like I'm in 32-man league, the 18-man guillotine league, these 3 QB leagues, these vampire leagues. So like all these different like types of leagues where like I gotta be on my shit. Man. Like a lot of these content creators, if they play in leagues, this is if most of them just play in the single QB regular ass default leagues that are just hella easy for like everybody playing them because they're super default. They're like hella easy for anybody to get in these 10-man leagues and compete. You start up in the stakes, not money wise. You start up in the stakes, like a flex gets an extra flex gets added. Now it's a double flex. You add in a super flex. Shit, you add in IDP. Like, man, I mean, it's just a different level of savage that you have to be to like play in these type of leagues. And I've told you that I played in leagues with some of the biggest analysts out there, and James Coe, Adam Rank, Schmitty, Marcus Grant. They're not on our level. They're not like most of them don't even like the IDP league that they got in with us. It was a charity league, so they literally didn't have to put in any money. Like none of them knew what they were fucking doing with IDP. Like none. And James Coe was the only one who actually made the playoffs. Like in that league, it was a 12-man league. And who got to play James Coe in week 1? This guy. Who eliminated James Coe from that league? This guy. Z Schmitty said I have McBride and he won't play. Would you trade Terry? He's on my bench for Burrow. Okay, just real quick. He said, I currently have Sam Darnold, need that for a roster spot. Okay. I was like, where is this going to where like, okay, you got McBride, you need a tight end, but now you want to trade Terry for Burrow. Where's the tight end mixing in and all this? But so that's what it is. So, I mean, if that's kind of the only way that you can create a roster spot, like I guess, but like, man, McBride, you don't have an IR in your spot? Like IR, you can't go on the IR? That sucks, man. 10-man league bench, Terry Cooper, Brian Thomas, Worthy, Hunt, Deontay, Chubb. Oh, Chubb's on IR. Okay, so you only got one IR spot. That's kind of lame. Yeah, man. Do that. Or, move Brian Thomas instead. If you can. Move Brian Thomas instead. And Stu said, Fantasy League Finder, Facebook. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. And Big Fudge, what website do you use for fantasy? Only Sleeper, bro. Only Sleeper. That is it. I've graduated past all the other ones, and Sleeper only. Sleeper only. And Frizzle, one thing I regret is not joining multiple leagues, but since it was my first time, I didn't want to be overwhelmed. And you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But yeah, that's one thing that I've always told everybody is that there's so much random bad luck. And hey, shout out to Corey. What up? What up? There's so much bad luck that happens in fantasy. The only ways that you really have bad luck are injuries. You know, you can't control that. You get a bunch of injuries, that's just hella bad luck. You have a really bad schedule, that's something that you can't control. You know, you just play all the teams you play. You're playing in a 10-man league, you know, for example. I don't know if you are, I'm just saying. If you're playing in a 10-man league, like every team is pretty competitive, you know, 10-man teams with 7 starters, like it's like way too easy to fill those 7 starters. And it's like every team could be certain different levels of being stacked. And if you happen to play a schedule where like you go up against everyone where they're just happening to have their best week against you, it fucking sucks, man. It fucking sucks. And I've been there. That's why I started playing in more leagues. That's why I started playing in more leagues. I said, I hate to trade him because I believe in Terry, but my hands are tied unless I just drop Hunt. Dude, drop Hunt, bro. Like, what? Drop Hunt. He's going to be third fiddle on this team right now, bro. Drop Hunt in a quick fucking second to do that. And Sal said, yeah, but the vibes are big. I kind of process my own info, only bounce it off people a little. Smitty's vibes are ass for sure. Said you and the footballers are fun. I like it. And see, okay, want to know something about me? Fantasy footballers are the first podcast that I listen to, right? They're the wholesome dad, you know, like I've always been the same way that I am, but you know, they're wholesome dad content and shit, you know, like it's, you know, you can't really hate on it. You know, like, I mean, it's super dad vibes and they're corny as fuck, you know, like I tell them, you know, like they're definitely corny as fuck. But everything that I'm doing, I'm taking out of the book of how the fantasy footballers did this. I don't know if people realize that or not, but like literally the groundwork that they laid, I'm doing it, but in my own version of it, you know, because like I don't cover just the basic QB leagues that they have. Like we're not wholesome dad, you know. I mean, we're dad content because I feel like most people in here who fuck with us are dads, you know, because a lot of 30s and 40s and shit. We even got some peeps in their 50s and 60s rocking with us. And, you know, just a different level of savagery. And, yeah, but everything that I'm doing, it kind of is money-wise and the way that they kind of built certain things. Like they laid a foundation that I'm kind of using for myself as well. And got to try Sleeper next year. Fuck yeah, bro. It's the best. It's the best. The one reason I like Sleeper the most, they actually make improvements to the user experience every single year. And sometimes they even make changes during the year that helps the user experience. Like that's why I like Sleeper over everything. They're one of the main 4 now. The other 3, Yahoo, ESPN, NFL.com. They do not make changes to, you know, improve the user experience. And I don't like that. John, what up, bro? Akers or Chuba? As of right now, I'm going to lean on Akers. I don't think Mixon missed the first 2 days of practice. He's probably going to miss today. Pretty sure that they've already, like, you know, put the points on Akers, like type thing. It's a good matchup. It's a better matchup. Sizzle, thoughts on Wandale? I like him. He's way better than like some random, you know, flexes out there because of volume. The volume, like the efficiency isn't that good. You know, I mean, he had 11 receptions for 71 yards. I mean, that's not very efficient. That is more just like volume king status, you know. But I like him for that reason. Like a lot of times, especially if it's a game you think the Giants are going to be like just outright losing, like I'm sure most people thought yesterday, he's perfect because they're going to be throwing the ball so much and everybody's focused on Neighbors. So it's like perfect for him. Frizil said, I'm playing 14-man league for the first one and $100. You stepped it up. There you go. Said my buddy came to me, said they had an open slot. I was like, fuck it. Gotta start eventually. Why not now? There we go. That's what it's all about, bro. You gotta just grab your nuts and jump in, man. That's what it's all about. I feel like there's so many people that like get so scared about certain things, and like why not be open-minded? Like the reason why everyone does this in all the different forms that they do it is because it's fucking fun. It's fun. Super fun. Will said, hey, but Schmitty plays spooky elevator background music during his live streams. I could do it. You want me to get some spooky elevator music in the background? Rush Lord said, Huss, what's your preferred number of teams in a league? 12. I feel like, you know, all of us have played an 8-man. Well, I can't say all of us because Frizil's only played in one league before, so he's never played in an 8-man league. But I feel like most people, we've played in an 8-man league before. It's kind of like the lowest that we would ever play. And it's probably been years. Like I haven't played in an 8-man league since like 2009 or something like that. And like that was when we were like, man, this 8-man, we gotta bump it up. Like we got more people now. More people will get in. We got to bump it up to at least a 10-man. 8-man leagues, they're everybody is stacked. And there's some people who they're like, yeah, but because everybody's stacked, you have to make the right start sit decisions. Like, yeah, literally in every single fantasy football league, you need to make the right start and sit decisions. So like everybody's stacked and it's too easy to be stacked. So I hate 8-man, 10-man. If you don't have like 10-man vampire league, like we do that, single QB, you know, little twist on the rules. 10-man 3 QB league, you know, little twist on the rules, you know, so 10-man, like it fits. But if you just have a 10-man single QB, 7 roster spots starters, like, man, that shit is fucking lame, man. Like that's the most popular format to play in right now. You know why I think it's the most popular format to play in right now? Because it's so easy to have a boss starting lineup. So easy. It doesn't even matter if it's IDP or whatever, because depending on the amount of people that you start and how many bench positions and all that, and a lot of these leagues are default with 5 bench positions, and that's it. Like that means that they're like the waivers are just stacked. You're going to be able to get guys on waivers like all the time. And it's very easy. 12 teams. The reason why I like 12 teams, even though every team could get stacked, you know, people know what they're doing. If everyone's kind of equally picking up, you know, players on waivers and stuff, there's always going to be like 2 or 3 teams who like aren't that good and aren't competing. And so like, as long as you're not one of those teams, you probably got a shot to go far. And so like, that's why 12-man, I'm playing in a 14-man league. Those are tough, you know, like Frizil, those are tough. I'm sure, as you know, it's the depth is very thin for a lot of people. And I think it's fun to play in leagues that are bigger than 12-man, but 12-man is my preference. Of course, it is the only place where you're getting specific advice on your team, not basic stuff on other sites. Exactly. You guys ask your questions. I want to know about your league and your team specifically, not the randomness. Fudge said Wandale is Sterling Shepard. No. Wandale Robinson. Sterling Shepard's 86, number 86. Wandale's number 17. Toker 1J, what up? He said, we know who the boss of the fantasy football world. Let's go. Let's go. I need to get the who's the boss theme. Yeah. I'm trying to be Tony Danza around here, you know. Sometimes it's gotta boss up. Got to get more sound drops. One of these days, I'm going to put aside an hour. Go get all these. John said Forbes or Sharps. As of today, I'm saying Ford. I know that he is he's questionable as of right now. We got to see what his Friday practice is all about. But Charbonnet's got probably the toughest the toughest game for anybody. The Lions are giving up the least amount of points to running backs right now. Brazil said fantasy football is fun as fuck. It turned me from a casual watch the Texans game to I'm from Houston, okay, to watch all the games and be able to finally have convos with football lovers too. Yeah, for sure. And Jake, what up, bro? So let's get to work. You already know, homie. He said checking in for the work. Let's go. Let's go. And Samik, I'm looking to trade Kincaid along with Pittman. What should I go for? I would be looking. So I'm not just going to give you a random player to go for like that. You know, it's sending you on a fool's errand. You need to go see who really needs a tight end. Go find who really needs a tight end. Start there. See if Pittman will help their team as well. And then you figure out where you go from there. Southside agreed 12 teams and 6 playoff spots is my favorite. 2 flexes, keep waivers tight and competitive. Switched to Fab years ago, never looked back. Yeah, and in redraft leagues, see, at least as of right now, certain redraft leagues have Fab. But for me, most of them are just the rolling waivers because I do still feel like there should still be the competitiveness about like using that waiver like as a strategy. You know, should still be in there like some, you know, at least to a certain extent. Big fun. No, I just mean, Wandale has Shepard's role in the offense. I mean, kind of, but Shepard still has his Shepard role. So he's kind of just like, he's kind of just been like the other guy that's out wide who, when like everybody's covering neighbors, he's just like wide open. Stu said Njoku out. Okay. Is that official? I'll pull up the news right now. We'll read out whatever news has just came in after this bowl. Samik, thoughts on Dowdle? I mean, long shot flex play. I mean, you look yesterday and like it was a pretty fluky touchdown that he got, and he still like, let's go. Like, how much work did he even get, like touch wise? I mean, 11 touches, 46 yards. Like, that's like nothing. And then he had the 1 catch for the touchdown, 15 yards. So barely cracked 60 total yards. Like without that touchdown, he's not even touching 10 points. So literally just long shot dart throw, man. Not an RB2. He's a flex at best. And Will said Najee or Rashad White. I mean, Najee's going up against the Colts, man. Like anybody who plays the Colts, it's like you have to start them. Just like any running back who plays the Seahawks, you have to start them. So assuming Najee gets a full go in today and, you know, he's locked and loaded, like, yeah, go Najee. Jake said, why didn't the Giants get an RB? He said, I don't get it. Dude, did you see the Hard Knocks? Like, Giants front office are just straight morons, man. Straight fucking morons. They really thought that nobody was going to want Saquon and that nobody was going to pay Saquon. Like, that's how fucking stupid they are. Stupid.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real. So dumb, so dumb, so dumb, so you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Yeah, they are really dumb.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Sammy, A-Chain or Monty this week? Let me do this the numbers way. So Miami going up against the Titans. Titans are giving up the 10th most points to running backs. And you know what? I was totally wrong about the Seahawks running backs. I don't know why. Oh, it's the Seahawks against the tight ends. That's what it is. Yeah, not the running back. So sorry. And the Seahawks, they're giving up the 10th fewest points to running backs. But yeah, sorry for anybody who heard me say you must start your running backs against the Seahawks. I got confused. It's the tight ends that they're giving up like the most points to. So if we're just doing this, you know, by the numbers like that way, I'd say it's going to be it's going to be A-Chain versus the Titans. South said if they wanted a good RB, they could have re-signed Barkley. They decided to save money. Giants fans know this is a rebuild. Jones is out. I mean, yeah, he's taking up so much of that money. What's he getting paid? $40 million a year? Hey, and Jake said Seahawks fan here. There we go. So I was about to say Seahawks are solid. They are solid. They are solid. Not against the tight end, though. They've been kind of bad against the tight end for a while. Feel like they just give up that part of the field. And, but like the cornerbacks and the safeties, like awesome and, decent-ish pass rush. Samik said, should I trade Pickens and Singletary for Evans and Pollard? Nah, just rework that, man. Just remember this, guys. An even trade is like kissing your sister, okay? And I know some people might be into that kind of thing, but I'm just saying, an even trade like that is not good. It's not. It's not. You know why? Because you win on a player, you lose on a player, and you're literally in the exact same spot that you just were. So let's start making calculated trades. These bullshit 2-for-2 trades trying to make even trades. Let's got to stop that, man. These are for the birds. These trades are for the birds. Big Fred said my sister's hot. That's what I said. Some of you guys might be into that, but for this conversation, we got to say that it's not a good thing. Okay. It's like Back to the Future. Remember? When I kiss you, it's like kissing my brother. But she still wanted more. She still wanted more. And Alex said, is Yoshi still going to be relevant despite Higgins' return? No, just think of Tyler Boyd, where it'll kind of be random. And it's kind of going to be during bye weeks and shit like that, where you kind of need to play a guy like that. Because even if he gets a touchdown, I mean, there's a lot of games where he could get a touchdown, might not even throw down 10 points because he just got one reception, one target, one reception, one touchdown, and 10 yards, So that's why I don't think that Yoshi, until the heavy bye weeks start coming, isn't going to be that relevant. And Southside wants to see Dabble get a chance with a fresh QB as a Giants fan. I mean, I don't know, man. Big Fudge said no Kittle, Juwan, or Tyreek. Juwan Man Jennings? Yeah, I'll go Juwan Man Jennings. It sucks to have to sit Tyreek, but I still don't see a world where he's going for 200 yards. Especially in this game where he's going to be going up against L'Jarius Sneed. That ain't happening. Vicente, what up? He said, good morning. He said, these days, 3 days in a row, enjoying the stream. Thanks, bro. Hell yeah. And keep it going, man. Keep the streak going. Keep it alive because we're here every day. Every day. Frizo said, bro, I'm down. Mad RBs right now. I'm looking to start Jamal and Tyler Batty. God bless me. Whew. Those 14 teamers, man. Those 14 teamers get rough sometimes. They really do. Crispy said, hey, it gets lonely out here in the hills. Oh, man. He said, Sister Wife is not that bad. Oh, man. I think everyone's been watching a little bit too much of the PH, and it's because, man, everyone's got a hot stepsister these days, right? You're only my stepsister. Oh, man. If I'd say you see the chemistry between Burrow and Yoshivas last week, though. I did, but did you see how, had Higgins not had a PI in the end zone and not had one of those balls where he went to the ground and the ground caused, you couldn't maintain possession through that. Let me go see. Let's just go check this real quick. Cause I swear, didn't Yoshi just get 2 catches and that was it? But one of them went for a touchdown. No, I guess he got 5. It was 5 for 52. I guess that's how blah it was because Jamar Chase was doing so good. But the thing is, though, man, with all those random things that happen to Higgins, he's going to be that number 2 more often than not. It's not going to be Yoshi getting 5 for 52 on a normal basis. And even then, if there's no touchdown, that's still only 10 points. But, I guess that would be better than a lot of random flexes out there. That's for sure. That's for sure. For Zills, I might as well pick up and start Derek Goombawale at this point. Fuck it. I mean, 14 teamer, it's guys like that I would be picking up because it's you want guys that are just going to get a certain amount of volume and maybe they get lucky and get into the end zone. Yeah, okay. Tank Dell out. Yeah, we knew Tank Dell was going to be out though yesterday. We knew that. And so Donnie Mitchell, KJ Osborne, or Dotson. Oh, man.
Well, Obviously,
Like, this is what's crazy because I told everybody, like, if you start Dotson,
you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
but like over Adonai Mitchell and KJ Osborne, I feel like you have to start Dodson. I feel like all of these guys, like the only thing that's going to happen is flukiness on how you get points. And I'd rather go with the guy who could just come into more targets. Big Fudge, that's his number 2 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan. So Meek, what's Kelsey's price? Thinking about buying him low since everyone's hating him so much. I mean, right now is the lowest you'll ever be able to get Kelsey forever. If you have some random running back and like some random tight end, just go throw a 2-for-1 trade for Kelsey like that. I'm not even talking about your high guys. You know, I'm just talking about random guys you got on your team. And you know why this is the week to buy Kelsey? The Chargers are not that good against defending the tight end, and Derwin James is out, and that's one of the pieces that helps him that helps them defend the tight end well, and he's not there. She's not there. Will said Schultz are likely for some reason. I think Lightly might break out this week with no Bernard. Well, it's the Bills. The Bills, they give up no points to running backs. They give up no points to QBs, and they give up no points to wide receivers. You know, the only position that they give up even a couple points to, I'll give you a guess, because I just mentioned the other 3. Yes, you are correct. It is the tight end. They are giving up like the 12th least points to tight ends. So, well, actually, let me see what it is after last week. It might be the 12th. No, after last week, they actually raised because Ben Strange did somewhat decent in a shitty tight end landscape. So as of right now, they're actually giving up 13th, the 13th most points. So they're, I mean, little less, they're little above middle of the road, but that's like the only place that you can really like get any kind of like production going against the Bills right now is the tight ends. John said hurting a wide receiver, Yoshi or Naylor, or stream somebody. I mean, shit, Yoshi and Naylor are kind of streamers like as well, right? I'm gonna say it's funny. I'm just talking shit about Yoshi, and I'm like, yeah, you know, Yoshi, do it. But come back, John, because if Addison doesn't play, probably gonna make me lean on Naylor more. Because Justin Jefferson would be going up against Jair Alexander, and that's a really tough cornerback matchup. So that means a guy like Naylor probably going to be open a little bit more, probably get, you know, a couple random targets here and there, maybe even a random touchdown like he's got. Because I'm sure that this streak is going to end sometime of him getting a touchdown in each game. But as of right now, it's like we're riding this wave, baby. We're riding this wave. Sal says it just mirrors Kelsey looked like he's not getting separation like he used to. Well, it's hard to get separation when you're literally double teamed and triple teamed on every single play. So I feel like Andy Reid is almost using Kelsey as like a distractor because it's like wherever they put Kelsey, half the defense goes. So teams are like right now, at least as of the first 3 games, they're doing everything in their power to take Kelsey out. And like you look at it, KC's just winning close ass games. They're not destroying people right now. So it's like, yeah, you take Kelsey out, you might actually have a shot to like be in the game. And that's how teams are treating him right now. And it sucks, dude. It sucks. You trade Evans for Kelsey. Probably. Alexander got cooked by AJ Brown. Hey, I mean, I'm not saying he's never got cooked by anybody, but that is AJ Brown. That is AJ Brown. And not saying that Jefferson isn't going to cook over there. But what I'm saying is when you go up against a guy like Jair Alexander, you're not going to be open as much as you would be going up against someone other than Jair Alexander, who isn't a top tier, you know, elite cornerback. So that's all I'm saying. It's just going to be more times where Jefferson's not going to be open, that Darnold's just going to go to the other guy. Carlos, 10-teamer. I got 2 firsts and the second. Send a first and a second for Olave. I don't know. I feel like that's too much. It is a 10-teamer, so you've got to overpay for stuff in 10-team trades. But who are your wide receivers right now? Trade Olave for Garrett Wilson. Nah, I don't want to trade for Garrett Wilson right now because he has horrible like cornerback wide receiver matchups all the way through week 9. I'm not saying he's not going to do like anything, but I'm just saying like when we look at his matchups on paper, they're absolute dog shit until week 10. And it's still like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with the Jets. Like the schedule that they're playing. It's because they're playing the AFC South. Like that's another reason, because like you got Derek Stingley in the mix, you got L'Jarius Sneed like in the mix. So it's tough, man. It's tough. It's hard out here for a commish. And I said, yeah, that sucks so bad for Rice. He's screwed. Sizzle, if you're live, depended on it. Who would you pick up on the waiver wire? Yoshi, Wandale, JSN, Myers, or Mooney? JSN. Corey said, best morning show in the business. Can't find this anywhere else. You the man, Corey. You the man. Appreciate you, bro. And Corey's one of the day ones, man. He's seen the evolution of all this shit. Like, man, been going hard since 2020 with the content. And, maybe over the last years, I got a little complacent because I was trying to like do a group thing, and now it's just everything's focused on just getting better, everything. I hope you see the evolution of some of these videos and things changing from week to week. And John said AR5 or Geno. I mean, Richardson going up against the Steelers, man, that's all bad. Samik Olave for Marvin Harrison. I'd probably do that. I really don't like trading one for one, like wide receiver for wide receiver, running back for running back, like anything like that. And you know why? Because it's just very even. And it's not like it could improve your team, but it's like a 50-50 shot that it improves your team. Like it could bust just as easily as it booms. And a lot of it is the fluky injuries. That's kind of what it comes down to. So I don't want to make a trade like this. I want to get Olave and Marvin Harrison on the same team, not trade one for the other, because they're almost going to cancel each other out anyways. What time will practice reports come out? Well, I mean, it's different for different parts of the country. So like we're probably going to start getting some, there are a couple practice reports that came out. At least we're getting news like about some players, but 8 or 9 o'clock West Coast time, shit, all the way till noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, like somewhere in that window. Because the West Coast, we don't get the West Coast injury reports till like midday. And I know it's midday for you New Yorkers. I'm talking West Coast midday, between like 12 and 2. That's when we get a lot of the West Coast info. John said Pickens or JSN. JSN this week. And Will said Goff or Fields, 4-point passing TD league. Probably Fields, because I really think that he gets some work done on the ground versus the Colts, who have like a really horrible run D. So I'm going to lean that. And because it is 4-point passing and the rushing probably makes so much of a difference. Carlos, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, Marvin Harrison, Rasheed, Pickens, Godwin, Waddle, Shakir, and Addison. Don't need Olave, but would be sweet. Well, see, okay, here's where you got to change your perspective. You ready for this? Instead of doing a 1-for-1 trade, okay, fuck those 1-for-1 trades where you're trading a wide receiver for a wide receiver. Trade Shakir and Pickens and trade 2 of those for an upgrade. You know why? Because you don't really need either one of those if you got Olave on the squad, and then no, where was it? Whoever the fuck you had, who was it? Oh, trading for sending it for Olave. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got confused on you and the other person who was asking. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I feel like I bet you could get someone better than Olave with that first and that second. Maybe not this week, maybe not this week. And I don't know, like, who your running backs like over here. Like, maybe trade, like, a lot of people, they'll trade the running backs for like hella cheap, and if you really need running back help, that might be the way to go anyways. Then you don't even have to use your first and your second. Shit, sometimes you could use your first and you get an older RB plus a wide receiver because people are just trying to unload those RBs so so much. Hell yeah. Corey said West Coast all day. West Coast is the best coast. We got love for the East though. Sizzle said AR5 gonna get cooked by Steelers and less of a miracle. Yeah. Yeah. Steelers are holding down quarterbacks, man. And Frizil said I got offered yesterday Baker, Waddle, Cup, Chase Brown for Murray, Mixon, Chris Olave. I said no, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, don't never make a trade like that. Like that, if that's the one thing that I could teach you, Frizil, about trades, don't make fucking trades like that. They're stupid. Like, it's a 50-50 shot that it's going to work out. And then now you start mixing, like, it's a 50-50 shot if it was a 1-for-1 trade, where it's just like you're trading a wide receiver for a wide receiver. Like, you want to make calculated trades. Like, you'll never hear me say don't make that trade right away if it's a running back for a wide receiver and they're in like similar like tiers. Because you know why? I bet that improves both teams, because teams would only make that kind of trade if they really needed to like fill some kind of a void. And like trades like this, it just screams like someone trading for a luxury, and like, I know you didn't send it and that's why you hit declined. It didn't feel right. Cause yeah, it's just like, fuck those trades. Like, you need, so many things could go right and so many things could go wrong with that trade the range of outcomes just sucks. Sizzle says, you think Roshan will be the RB1 in Chicago? No, I think it's going to be a big committee and it's just going to kind of suck. Do I think Roshan could get more goal line work and red zone work? Yes, I do. So he could end up being the more valuable one, but I don't think we would be considering him even the RB1 of his own team. Will said, so I remember a few minutes ago when you asked everybody if they want the bad news or the really bad news. What's the news you're talking about? No one even said anything. I had to make sure you guys are paying attention. Will, which one do you want? You want the bad news or you want the worst news? Demetrios, what up, bro? Vikings or Dolphins? Dolphins this week, man. Dolphins this week. John says, Guarendo worth a stash? Not really. I don't think he's picking up the playbook too well. And he's also kind of just like a one-trick pony, like where he's like fast. Like, I don't think he's really that good of an in-between the tackles type of runner. So is he worth a stash? He's worth a stash if you literally have a revolving spot at the end of your bench. Okay. Frizil said, I kept hearing your voice saying my calculated trades only while reviewing this trade. Dude, like, just keep that in your brain, bro. Don't make emotional ones. Samik said Pittman and Ladd for DK. Probably. Especially if we're talking redraft. 4-point passing. Purdy's boy or A Rich? Purdy, man. Purdy. All right. Worst first. There was 2 injuries last night that were significant. One of them, the worst one, was to Micah Parsons. And they said that they believe that he has a high ankle sprain. Man, that's going to suck. Sucks for you Cowboy fans. Sucks for anybody who rostered him. Sucks fantasy football wise. High ankle sprain, like 3 to 6 weeks potentially, right? So we'll hear more. Low ankle sprain, probably wouldn't be feeling as bad about it, but high ankle sprain, yeah, he's fucked for a couple weeks. So that was the worst news. And some of you guys might be loving it. Like, oh, I fucking love that news. But that was the worst news of the 2. And then we already talked about Neighbors. He got Elkin Custo yesterday, and he does have a 10-day window before their next game and all that. But that was the bad news of the Elkin Custo. Because there's some people like Derek, they said they didn't even watch the game yesterday, and I don't even think that's being talked about a bunch of that Neighbors Elkin Custo and how bad it actually looked out there. So those were the 2 big injuries from last night. It sucked. And I'm going to read off all this news right now because Sizzle, he just said McBride got ruled out for Sunday, and I see it right there. Yep. Frizzo said, dude who sent me the trade has Brees Hall, so I was thinking about countering, but you want Mixon and Olave. Okay, give me Brees, motherfucker. Exactly, see? And, like, people don't want to, like, they just want you to give up all your best stars, and they want to keep all the best stars. Like, that's what we're trying to do. So that's why it's all about the trade partner. Remember that, Frizzil. It's not about trading for specific players. It's about finding the right trade partner where each of you guys can help each other with the people that you're sending. People who just trade for luxury and out of want, I don't want to trade with them. I want the people who want to trade out of need, because those are the best people to trade with. So I think Guarendo should be rostered by the Mason owner. If Mason goes out, I'm just being real. Guarendo is not going to be the guy. Like, no way. There's no fucking way, dude. If he was going to be anywhere close to the guy, they'd give him more touches than he's getting right now. I don't think he knows the playbook that well. I don't think he's that good of a blocker. And I think that that's some of the things that are, like, hurting him right now. I could be wrong about the playbook. He may know the playbook like the back of his hand. But when you know the playbook really, really well, you get out there a lot. Like, you know, even like as a number 2 guy, getting out there for, 10 touches with as much as like they used. Like, look at like the backup. Sometimes we're getting double-digit touches last year. I know a little bit of a different year, but I'm talking about San Francisco specifically. And Corey said, is there someone in the IDP world that you would want to pick up on the Cowboy defense with Parsons out? Not anybody that I wouldn't have wanted to pick up before. Overshown. What is Demario Overshown? I forget what his first name is, but that would be one of the guys who I'd be looking to pick up. Overshown. And I talked about him weeks ago. He balled the fuck out in week 1. Kind of, just whatever in the next couple weeks, like after that. But that would be the guy. He's not rostered in a bunch. Not rostered in a bunch of leagues. Neighbors took to Instagram a while ago, said he's okay. And I said he's all good and thanks for the prayers. Well, yeah, I mean, he should be saying that. We know he's not dead. Like, fuck. And Adventures from the Q. What up? PPR Flags, JSN, good game. Trust me, I know all the game scripts. And let's go see. Because you say good game script. Let's see what the Lions are giving up. Yeah, they're top 5 in giving up points to the wide receivers right now. Brian Robinson Jr. increased volume with Eckler out. Probably. And who is Washington going up against? The Cardinals. Cardinals are giving up the 6th fewest points to running backs at the moment. And Terry or McLaurin, final target in the passing game. If they move him over to the right side more, man, I like Scary Terry more. I think the way that things have been playing out, that I want to go JSN in this one. Here's another JSN or Tyreek. JSN. Corey said Ingram most likely out, as well as the report says. Yeah, I mean, he's not been doing good. Not, we haven't heard good news about him in any of these practices or anything. Rick, what up? McBride ruled out. Yes, sir. Southside's coming off a hammy, I thought. I think he had 5 touches last week. That's what I'm saying. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Let's see. Let me go look at his snap counts. Yeah, I mean, he ran, 14% of the snaps. So, like, he is coming off an injury. I'm just saying, like, so why would he be someone that we want to go, like, roster, like, right this second and clog a bench spot? Because, like, I don't like playing where I just sit on handcuffs for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, because, like, man, the flavor of the week each week is going to be way more valuable than that handcuff, unless that handcuff's starting RB got hurt and then they turn into the flavor of the week. You can't really trade handcuffs, and, like, I'm trying to pick up guys who are valuable, potentially usable, and then fucking trade them. That's the best way you do it. 3-for-1 trades, like in redraft. Like, that's the way you got to do it. You got to overpay, but you overpay with those flavors of the week, and then you mix in like one good player. And see, Big Fudge said Neighbors looked like he was paralyzed. So dramatic. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, it wasn't like he fucking hit the ground, got up, and like nothing. Like, then they're putting it in slow motion, and you just see how hard his head's hitting, and his fucking eyes are all crossed and shit while they're fucking zooming in on his face. Like, man, it wasn't cool, man. Corey said, who do you like as a tight end this week? Ertz, Chig, Jonnu, Parkinson, Strange. Strange if there's no Ingram. Podson Brock Wright is the tight end stream this week. If Laporta doesn't play, yeah. We won't know until tomorrow. Like, that's their Friday practice. John said Geno or Rodgers. Even though it's a tougher matchup, I'm gonna say Rodgers. Look at him last week, man. He's coming back. He's coming back. Sal said, where would you say the touches go if Mason goes down? I'm 3-0. I'm mostly about insuring my studs. Well, if Mason's touches go down, it's going to get split. Like, unless he gets injured, like his touches will just be turning into a split. So a guy like Guerendo, you're saying if he goes down. So you got Guerendo, you got Juszczyk, you got Debo, you got probably Jennings. Like, I guess the one thing that we got to remember about San Fran is that they can like all their wide receivers, if they really wanted to use them in some type of rushing capacity where they could get guys like 3 to 5 touches like a game, they could do that because everything is like predicated off that stretch run. It's predicated off the boots with the play action. And, you know, that's why a lot of their plays can, you know, I mean, that's why Debo, like, right? Like, if he wasn't down right now, he would be cutting into Mason, but he's down right now. So it's like everybody's out. And just think, look at Mason from week 1 where everybody was in until now. His numbers, they're going in the wrong direction. And that would be the same for any running back that's over there right now. So that's the tough part. That's the tough part. Is like 49ers are not the 49ers of last year. Not even close. Not even close. Frizzle said, seeing all this JSN talk makes you feel about giving up Braylon Allen for JSN. Yeah, dude, that was a really good move because Braylon Allen, one of the flavors of the week, and unless Breece Hall gets hurt, like he's not, even if Breece Hall did get hurt, I don't think he's not Breece Hall. He wouldn't like go into the Breece Hall role, you know, because look at that. Breece Hall is already giving up work to Braylon Allen. So it's like there would be another guy who'd be taking on the Braylon Allen role. So the coach apparently said asked Neighbors how he was doing, and Neighbors just shook his head no. I mean, I know there's, we want to downgrade concussions, like, because, from how it used to be, but these guys got so much money, like they're not going to put their fucking brain on the line, man. They're really not. John said Parkinson or Conklin. Conklin. What up, Coach C? What up, bro? Avengers from the Q worried about JT's match. You should be, especially with Colts offense stalled right now. So would you swap in Robinson Jr. for JT? I mean, it's a ballsy move, and like Brian Robinson Jr., I mean, we love him, man. We got the drop for him over here. It could be at a party getting loose, but you can catch up a lady in your goose. And so, I mean, I probably would. I mean, it's tough to sit a guy like JT, right? Because it's always like start your studs. But like, man, those Steelers, man, they're the real deal. E-Rick need a tight end now with McBride out. Gesicki, Conklin, Hurst. Gesicki over Conklin slightly. Conklin or Strange. I'm leaning on Strange. Samik, Pittman, Spears, Ladd for Conklin, Ayuk. Nah, I don't want to bring him back Lockett. And Big Fudge, Jacobs or Aaron Jones. I'm leaning Aaron Jones in a revenge narrative right now, but very close. Jacob said 12-team PPR. Team is a Rich, Brees, Jacobs, Reek Neighbors. Said, what's holding me back? QB, Anthony Richardson. You're probably playing him. And Coach C said, ready to pick those Chargers? No, sir. No, sir. All right. Everybody, I got to go drain the main vein. Going to go refill my water. I'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll take a little quick break here. And then I'm going to talk about all the news that's been coming in, because there's been news trickling in over the last 10, 15 minutes. So I'll be right back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right. We are back. Let's see. What? Abraham said trade Mooney for JSN. I keep trying to do Gabe Davis for JSN, but no bites. You know why? It's because Gabe Davis sucks. Hell yeah, Mooney. Moneyline Mill says cash, my guys. Get it. All right, here goes some news. Let's see. Here we go. We're starting with the Texans. Nico Collins limited yesterday. He is practicing today. And Joe Mixon is also out is out there as well, is the way they said it. So Joe Mixon's practicing as well. We don't know in what capacity. We don't have the official injury reports yet. Trey McBride will not play. We said that. Bills ruled out Terrell Bernard and Teron Johnson, one of their cornerbacks. Man, Browns are missing both of their let me go double check. I'm pretty sure it's both of their starting tackles. Yeah. That ain't gonna be good. So let me see. Who do they play again? They play the Raiders, right? Get ready for some sacks on Watson for the Raiders. Yeah, both of their tackles are out. And Pierre Strong out as well. David Njoku out. Evan Ingram doubtful. Let's see. So, okay, so I may have been wrong about Micah Parsons. They said they're going to get an MRI done today, and that'll kind of tell the whole story. So they fear that it's a high ankle sprain, but he hasn't got the MRI done. We haven't heard anything about it. Well, that's pretty much all the news that we got as of now. All right. Shan said, pick one that you would start this week. Dalton, Cousins, Richardson. Dalton, Cousins, Richardson, Darnold. Definitely wouldn't be Richardson. I'm leaning Darnold. Yeah, I'm leaning Darnold versus Green Bay. BJ Hill is doubtful to play. So for anyone that he's the defensive tackle on the Bengals. So anybody who's like thinking about starting Chuba potentially, that's a positive for Chuba, because he's probably their best defensive tackle blocking the run game. All right. Smoke another bowl or two, and then we're probably going to end it here. And hey, for everybody who's in the Wafers League, if you're in the if you're in one of the Wafers leagues, throw wafers in the chat right now. It is going to be there's going to be a Friday stream today at 4 p.m. West Coast time. Not going to be long. It's going to be like 30 or 45 minutes. And we'll be, if people want us to, go over their matchups, I mean, that's probably what we're going to be doing. Just kind of looking over matchups and things like that. Things of that nature. Will said, who do you think Stingley lines up against Jacksonville? Christian Kirk most of the time. Hey, Bob Nix in the house. What up, bro? Shout out to Bo Nix's dad. Jacob said, okay, so benches Shakir, Pittman, Braylon, Bucky, Ford. Who should I drop for Dowdle? I'm hesitant with Allen because Brees is handcuffed. I mean, see, that's like no matter what, you're dropping like It's nice having the handcuffs, but isn't it nicer to have a starter than a handcuff? I mean, all these guys are handcuffs except Ford. I mean, even he's kind of a handcuff to Chubb. We just don't know when Chubb's coming back. So, yeah, out of like all these guys, like Braylon Allen is the one who's like, so no matter who you drop, they're going to pick up then, you know. Because if you're like going to drop an RB for an RB, there's gonna, like, you know, no matter what. So it's like you can't really worry about your league mates. You got to worry about what's best for your team. And Dark Rain, what up? So if Laporta doesn't play, who should I cut for a tight end? Ford, Najee, Cooper, or T? Damn, bro. You can't. Why can't you? No IR spot? Like you have to drop someone because Laporta's not going to play? That fucking sucks. Najee's got a really good game this week. I wouldn't cut him. Cooper just had a really good game. You cut him, someone's picking him up right away anyways. I mean, it almost doesn't matter who you cut, because no matter who you cut is going to get picked up anyways. Man, it's tough, man. You're in between a rock and a hard place right here. I got CMC and Brooks on IR, man. That's rough, man. That's rough. That's why in all my redraft leagues, it's like I'm an advocate of having more IR spots, because like you shouldn't have to drop a guy because Laporta is not playing. My starters are A-Chain, Mason, Nico, Neighbors, Rice, Laporta. I mean, I'm just holding out as long as possible then, I guess. But I don't know. Like, that's what sucks. Is I just picked up Mooney, could drop him. I'd drop Mooney over any of those other guys. Yeah, I mean, sucks you just picked him up and you got to get rid of him again if Laporta doesn't play, but it kind of is what it is. We'll find out tomorrow if Laporta, well, there's a really good chance that we'll find out tomorrow one way or the other if Laporta is going to play. How about that? Unless he's a full go today and then we just know he's playing. But I assume we're going to have to wait until tomorrow. And it's because they play on Monday. For Zills, I want to keep slowly improve my wide receivers, making them more safer. That being said, I have Ridley, Schaffer, Ridley, and likely for Zay Flowers. No, I like Zay Flowers, but it's like he's going to be kind of just as fluky as Ridley's going to be. Like you want to make a trade like that. Like I feel like I would just be setting my bar higher than Zay. Especially because you're giving a 2-for-1. And if Ridley does any kind of good this week, or likely does any kind of good this week, you know, that's another thing. Like if they do good, they'll have more value. It's easier for you to get someone. So it is a tough matchup, though. Versus the Broncos versus the Dolphins. Really tough matchup. And picked up Sam Darnold because A-Rich has been yuck. Yeah. Said, yeah, I'm sitting to see what happens this week. Brings for sure. Yeah, because, I mean, with a lot of leagues, it's like you need 3 days before the trade actually, like, processes. So, like, even if you made a trade today, I feel like in most leagues, it wouldn't even process until Monday, and then it wouldn't count for you anyways. That's why I hate the veto system. Everybody out there, do you hate vetoes? I hate them. I like that. Me being a commissioner, like for as long as I've been, I could look at a trade and like, you know, even if it seems a little lopsided, like I could put the logic together on why people would trade certain people. And they just hit process and it goes through right away. Could be seconds, depending on how quick I see it. Will said Shakira or Worthy. Probably Shakira. Brazil said, yeah, my league has vetoes. Most leagues do, and it sucks because it just then you gotta wait like for the trades to process. It just sucks. Because like some, you know, make a trade like that and then it won't even process until Monday. And you know, and then it's already locked in, and then you don't know what's happening on the weekend, and you know, your thoughts may change like after the games. Like when I make a trade, I want it to go through right then, because literally anything could change any day, any time of day with these practices. All right, we've been rocking for 2 hours. We're going to shout out the producers of the show. Shout out to our 420 crew Patreon members, our ultimate priority member, Mr. Justin Pickle in a Jar, our all access members, our elite members, our superstar members, and all of our 420 Ride or Die crew members. You guys are the shit. Thanks for supporting the show. It's because you guys were able to do this a few times a day. Let's go. Let's finish this bowl. Then we're going to get up out of here. We'll be back at 4 p.m. West Coast time. Woo! All right. We'll see you guys there. Make your moves. Get over to Patreon, 420crew.com. Get over there and join the community. You can join for free. I'd recommend joining as at least a $5 member. You'll get access to more things. And 420crewmerch.com. We got I think 6 new t-shirt designs up. Go check them out. I know you're going to love some of them. They're all $20 and grab a couple of them. And I think you get free shipping. I'm not sure. It's one of those print on demand websites. It's going to make it a little bit easier for shipping and everything. So yeah, 420crewmerch.com. Go check out all the new designs. Even if you don't buy one, go check it out. Go let me know what you think of these new designs. And we'll see you guys in a few hours. Peace out.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the